Welcome to Portugal Property Insider, brought to you by the expert team at Private Luxury Collection. If you're thinking about buying, investing, or relocating to Portugal, especially the Algarve, you're in the right place. We cut through the noise to bring you straight-talking insights on luxury real estate, legal updates, market trends, and everything you need to make smart property decisions from abroad. Whether you're a first-time buyer, a seasoned investor, or simply dreaming of a life in the sun, this is your trusted guide to navigating Portugal's high-end property market, one conversation at a time.
You're listening to Portugal Property Insider, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of buying, selling, and investing in property across Portugal. I'm Lorraine Hodges from Private Luxury Collection, and today we're digging deep into one of the most rewarding, yet often misunderstood parts of the property journey here, renovations. Because let's be honest, buying a charming old ruin or a slightly dated villa and envisioning its transformation into a dream home or a design-forward guesthouse sounds incredibly appealing, doesn't it? It feels like a sexy project, but then the reality can hit. You're 3 months in, still waiting on permits, your builder seems to have vanished, and your budget has somehow sprouted wings and flown away. Sound familiar to anyone? This episode is all about preventing that scenario. We're going to break this down from the crucial legal framework and realistic timelines to essential budgeting and navigating the sometimes challenging world of contractors. Our goal is to ensure you know exactly what you're walking into before you even make an offer on that potential project. Before we even talk about specific tiles, taps or terraces, our very first stop must be legality. This is fundamental. It's a common misconception that every property you fall in love with online is automatically open to renovation, or at least not in the way you might imagine. In Portugal, many properties come with specific restrictions. For instance, some are located in protected zones, designated heritage areas, or on agricultural land where you simply cannot alter the existing structure, expand the footprint, or sometimes you can't even repaint the facade without very specific, often difficult to obtain permission. So, before anything else, here's a critical checklist your legal advisor or architect must go through. Check the land classification. Is it urban, rustic, or mixed? This dictates what you can build or renovate. Is it within REN, Natural Ecological Reserve, or RAN, Agricultural Reserve? If so, that's a very significant detail, as these zones come with strict limitations on construction and development. Is the property situated within 500 metres of the coastline or riverside? This brings its own set of stringent restrictions under Portugal's maritime public domain laws. Does the property have existing approved plans? And, crucially, has anything already been built on it illegally without the proper permits? This can lead to serious headaches and require demolition before you can even begin. You absolutely need a specialised legal advisor or an architect to meticulously review documents like the caderneta predial, the tax record, the certidão permanente, the land register certificate, and often the local plano diretor municipal or PDM, that's the municipal master plan, to definitively tell you what's even possible for the property. Never assume that old simply equate charming and easy to restore. Sometimes old means no water, no electricity, and legally no way forward. Assuming your dream renovation passes that initial legal sniff test, The next significant hurdle is understanding the complex world of planning permissions and local municipal rules. Portugal has 308 different municipalities, and each one has its own planning department, its own specific processes, and its own unique set of priorities. Some are known for being relatively fast and flexible, whilst others, well, if you've ever watched paint dry, you'll understand the pace. There are key stages to navigating this planning dance. First, there's the Pedido de Informação Prévia, or PIP. This is your initial, non-binding request to the town hall to understand what types of construction or renovation are generally allowed on that specific plot of land. It gives you a preliminary green light for your concept. Once your concept is provisionally accepted, you then submit the Proyecto de Arquitectura, the detailed architectural plan. This is where your architect designs everything down to the last detail in accordance with local regulation. And following that come the Proyectos de Especialidades. This is where engineers submit all the supporting documents for things like structural integrity, plumbing, electrical systems, and energy efficiency. These are highly technical and must comply with specific national standards. Only after all these meticulous plans are reviewed and approved do you finally get your licença de obra, or construction license, the official green light to begin work. This entire process, from initial inquiry to final license, can easily take anywhere from 6 to 12 months, or even longer, depending heavily on your specific municipality and whether your architect has the local experience and relationships needed to effectively push the file along. And let's talk about local politics. It's not unheard of for approvals to stall because specific neighbour is unhappy, or someone in the Câmara Municipal, the town hall, is, shall we say, slow to respond. This is precisely why having a local professional who knows the system and, crucially, knows who to talk to is absolutely invaluable. Now for the part where many dreams either come to glorious life or unfortunately fail completely. Budgeting. The golden rule for renovating in Portugal, which we cannot emphasise enough, is this: double your timeline and add at least 30% to your budget. Seriously. It's a conservative but realistic approach that protects you from common setbacks. Renovation costs here can vary widely, depending on the quality of finishes, the complexity of structural work, and the region. But here's a very rough guide to give you a baseline per square metre. Basic cosmetic refresh. Think paint, new flooring, updated windows. You can expect to pay between 300 to 500 euros per square metre. Mid-level renovation. This will include new kitchens, bathrooms, updating electrical or plumbing system, and this jumps roughly from 700 to 1,000 euros per square metre. A full gut and rebuild, which is major structural changes, new roof, a complete overhaul, you're looking at 1,200 to 2,000 euros per square metre. And remember, these figures don't include professional fees for your architect, engineer and legal advisors, the actual planning costs and municipal taxes for the permits, the cost of temporary rental accommodation if you can't, for example, live at the property during renovation, and crucial factors like inflation or potential material shortages, which even post-pandemic can still be a thing. Let me burst one common myth right now. You will not recoup every single cent of your renovation investment, especially not in the short term. Renovating in Portugal is often more about achieving a specific lifestyle, realising a personal vision, or enhancing long-term property value, rather than flipping for fast profit. Contractor reliability. Once you have your permissions and a solid, realistic budget in place, the next significant hurdle is arguably the biggest wildcard in any renovation project: contractor reliability. If I had €1 for every client who said, "Our builder ghosted us halfway through the kitchen," I'd have my own flipping villa empire right now. This is a common pain point. Here's what you need to know about working with contractors in Portugal. Many are small, local teams. While they often possess excellent craftsmanship and traditional skills, their capacity can be limited and might be juggling multiple projects. Communication can be inconsistent, especially in more rural areas, and if there are language barriers, don't expect daily updates unless explicitly agreed upon. Deadlines can be incredibly fluid. They are rarely met unless you've locked them down very clearly in a formal contract with specific penalties for delays. And a universal truth: cheap quotes almost always mean hidden surprises, cost overruns, or compromises on quality later down the line. So my advice for mitigating these risks: always ask for references from previous clients and actually follow up on them. Don't just go with the cheapest quote. Prioritize accountability, clear communication, and a proven track record over minimal cost. Employ a professional project manager or architect, someone who can provide consistent oversight of the build, manage the subcontractors, and keep all the trades on track. This third-party supervision is truly invaluable. And a critical warning: never start any work until your permits are officially approved and issued. Getting caught mid-renovation without a valid license can lead to hefty fines, forced demolition of illegal work, and significant legal headaches. Patience is a virtue here. So how do you manage all this without losing your mind, especially if you're not on the ground full time? You certainly don't need to micromanage from abroad, but you do need a structural system in place. Some essential tips from our experience in the trenches. While WhatsApp groups can be great for quick communication with your team, always follow key decisions and agreements with email summaries to document everything officially. This creates a paper trail. Structure your payments around agreed upon milestones, not just monthly invoices. And please never pay a huge percentage, for example 80% upfront. Tie payments to completed work stages. Get everything, and I mean everything, in writing. The full scope of the work, specific material specifications, clear deadlines, and unambiguous clarity on who is responsible for each aspect of the project. If you're managing remotely, leverage project management tools like Notion, Trello, or Basecamp to centralize communication, track progress, and share documents with your team. If you're relocating full-time, being on the ground during key stages such as demolition, electrical installations, or final finishes can be hugely helpful for making on-the-spot decisions. If not, consider working with a relocation specialist or a buyer's agent who offers dedicated renovation oversight as part of their services. No matter how hands-on you plan to be, trust me, the calmer, more structured, and less reactionary you are throughout the process, the better your project will ultimately go. So is it worth it? After all this, you might be asking yourself, is renovating Portugal truly worth it? My answer is absolutely, but only if you go into it with realistic expectations, assemble the right team of trusted professionals around you, and possess a genuine willingness to ride out the inevitable surprises. You can create something truly spectacular here. I've seen clients transform crumbling farmhouses into charming boutique guest houses, or a bland 1990s villa into minimalist contemporary masterpieces. But the consistent key to their success? Thorough due diligence up front and a clear understanding of the process. If you're thinking about buying to renovate in the Algarve or anywhere across Portugal, we can help you assess properties for their renovation potential, run initial feasibility checks, and connect you with vetted professionals who don't disappear when things get tough. That's all for this episode of Portugal Property Insider. I'm Lorraine Hodges from Private Luxury Collection. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this helpful, please subscribe, share it with a friend, and leave a review. And if you're ready to explore your dream renovation project, head to privateluxurycollection.com and book your consultation. Until next time, happy house hunting.